Now we got to cover some local headlines. A trial ended abruptly today, right after it started, for a man charged with fleeing police and causing a crash that killed 2 young children.
Our Rich Nye was in the Hendricks County courtroom today when S'Doni Pettis told the judge that he wanted to plead guilty to all the charges he faced.
The first witness was testifying when 26-year-old S'Doni Pettis interrupted his bench trial and pled guilty to all 8 felony charges, including resisting law enforcement with a vehicle causing death or injury, driving and causing death or injury while under the influence of marijuana, conversion, and auto theft.
I think that the defendant saw what was inevitable and that we were going to present our case over the course of the next day, and it was going to be not one of the worst, but the worst case that we have seen in quite some time.
Pettis admitted that he was driving a stolen car on February 5th last year. An Avon police officer tried to pull him over, but Pettis sped away and crashed into an SUV. The SUV burst into flames. 3-year-old Aries and his 2-month-old sister Iris died from their injuries. The father driving also suffered serious injuries. Almost a year later, this is the memorial for Aries and Iris at the intersection of US 40 and Ronald Reagan Parkway. A way to remember 2 young children who lost their lives in a horrible crash here. The prosecutor will ask for a maximum sentence of more than 70 years for Pettis.
Just didn't want to pay the consequences for stealing the vehicle and took off from lawful authority. And when you do that, the consequences can be so catastrophic. In this case, it was a 3-year-old and it was a 2-month-old that were literally burned alive.
The children's mother, Jack Vaughter, attended the court hearing with about 20 family members, but declined comment. Pettis is sentenced February 9th. In Danville, Rich Nye, 13 News.
Now, at the time of the crash, Pettis was on probation for an aggravated battery conviction that sent him to prison for 8 years in 2019. He was, however, released in late 2023.